great Christmas that we just passed. If you would, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Here, our first item of business is our payroll claims. The period ending December 14th, 19, in the amount of $204,115.38. Have a motion and a second to approve the payroll. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Motion passed. Our next item is highway claims in the amount of $478,443.76. Yes.
Motion to approve highway one.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Next item of business is county general claims. And our county general claims are in the amount of $248,171.25.
Motion to approve. Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Motion passed. We up there, OC?
You can get there soon enough.
Other claims.
My house sooner.
In the amount of $131,590.07.
Motion to approve.
You got it?
Second.
Okay, so I have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. What'd you say about gonna shoot $1 million? Yeah. We have the settlement checks in the amount of, I have to stop and draw a big deep breath on this one, $6,120,090.93.
Motion to approve. I have a second.
We didn't used to do these, did we? But the new way that the State Board of Accounts has asked us to do it is this claim comes before us. This is the settlement where the schools and all the other agencies get their money out of that was collected for taxes. We're not spending this money, it was collected for somebody else and it's going to them. So I've got a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. We got our FIT distribution checks, and Beth, I don't know what an FIT distribution checks are.
That's financial institution tax, that we
Okay.
pay every 6 months.
Financial institution. And these are all going to, like Burlington, Deer Creek, Jackson Township, Monroe Township, City of Delphi, Camden, Flora, Carroll Consolidated Schools, Delphi Schools, Town of Burlington, all those, that's where this money's going to. $158,000, I call for a motion.
Second. Yeah, motion.
Motion, second, All in favor, please say aye. Motion passed. And here's the other distribution checks that are for, again, the townships and the towns and, the school corporations. This includes Carroll, Delphi, Rossville, and Twin Lakes School Corporation. Also, things like Delphi Library, Camden Library, Flora Library is all included in this in distribution. And the amount is $79,090. Motion second, all in favor, please say aye. Aye, motion passed. And the next one is welfare excise, school excise state portion, which amounts to $463,413.11, and this is going to the auditor of the state.
Motion to approve. I'll second.
Okay, so I got a motion and a second, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. And I have one more here that is, payroll claim and allowance docket for, payroll that ended yesterday, 12/30/19, and it is in the amount of $3,140.
Motion to approve payroll.
That is for the smoking cessation, plan that we have, that if those are the ones that have completed, so they receive their money back.
Okay. So I have a motion and a second, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And I would ask at this time, Council President Josh, do you, wanna go down and do your portion at the bottom next, and then we come to the reports, or how do you wanna handle this? Pardon me? Just straight through it? Okay, we'll go right straight through. We asked for a, year-end update from Elevatus, which is our architect, on the jail project. And, we'd sure like to hear from you right now, if we could. Good morning.
Morning. How's everyone today? Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Hope everybody had a good start to the holiday. Sure. Just pictures. Hard council, just very easy with copies. Okay, got it.
Probably need one in the yard.
Thank you.
We had one of the extras. We wanted the extras.
I got the picture right here.
Is this the same as this?
Okay.
Same, are these the same? Are these the same as this big one? Is it the same as this big one? What do you mean, pink?
Lady. Oh,
That's the other attorney. Here.
Okay, let's, The object today is to update you on where we are. We're at the stage in the project that's called the drawings and specifications, contract documents. Within the next 30, 40 days, we'll be completed and ready to go out.
Stand at the microphone, please.
He's doing this.
Oh, sorry, no, yeah.
You can bring the mic over.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's not for you, it's for the recording.
Oh, there. It's just for the recording.
Yes.
You're okay. Okay, so we're at a stage in the project that is contract documents. These are the drawings and specifications necessary to go to the market and bid the project and then also build the project. So we got a sheet count of about 140 drawings, and the specification book is about that thick. It's being written as we speak. So the project is well defined at this point. We've been working a lot with the sheriff and with his staff. With me today, I should introduce Tony Vai. Tony is the head of our justice group, chief architect for justice, and Doug Dukes. Doug's the former sheriff. Tony has been involved in the project, only watching it in the office just to make sure that it conforms to all the things that we need to have. Project is pretty straight up. It hasn't changed very much in the last several 30-day period, well, several months. We're still tracking at right at $14 million in construction cost. The construction cost, the market today, we've been measuring a lot of late. It's gone up. But the market today is tracking right at 7.8 to 8% construction cost increase annually, which on your project is $80,000 a month. So we're in a time to delay.
We're going up by about $80,000 every month.
Every month, $80,000. And, you know, it is what it is. There's not much we can do about it. Some of the international tariff issues have caught a lot of contractors, and it isn't just the tariff price, but everybody in the U.S. that manufactures products that match the tariff goods are raising their prices too, so everything's going. So the first drawing up, or the first one in your stack, is the site plan. The site is next to the on the county side, next to the elderly home. It's just the right size for what we're trying to do. There's not a lot of extra, but we do have a footprint for future expansion that is shown.
Yes, sir.
See if this thing works on this thing. And right here, that's a major expansion footprint. The facility is sized at 112 beds, which is the same, it's been that for quite a long time now. Again, we've been working with the sheriff's department and told to define this very particular spaces in the project, and we have to link the locations and so on. We do have shown, there's been some discussion of late about work release. We've shown a work release module that could be added on if you so choose. That module is sized at 12 male, 9 female. 12 male, 9 or 8 female. It's similar to Adams County. If you remember Adams County's release area. Theirs is bigger than this, but this is about 3,600 square feet. We expect that this piece right here would add about $750,000, maybe a little bit more than that for the project cost. That's above the $14 million. So at some point we need to determine whether we're going to do that or not. It is designed to have this put on at any point in time. I believe the proper thing to do right now is get this thing done, put it on the street, bid the project, and see where we are. if in fact we do have $750,000 that it's considered extra, then we can quickly do the drawings and do this things in change order and negotiate that number with the contractor, well within the bounds of change order costs. When we need to prove that we get this project done, we can't stop it just to have this thing, get the drawings done. So that's what I would recommend doing, just keep going, let's get the 112,000, or 112 bid facility bid, see where we are. We're pretty confident where that's gonna be. We have just recently priced all the detention equipment with the detention contractor, just to get a preliminary, and it's coming in right where we thought it was, about $4.7 million. And that's usually about a third the cost of the project. So I think we're tracking for the number that we expect. In terms of the floor plans, let me put the first floor plan up here. If you remember, the building is broken into a series of components. The first component is the office, sheriff's office, and that is this piece of the building right here. This piece of building is the sheriff's office. That's the sheriff's office, two conference room. The main entrance is right here. The jail is that portion of the building. This is dispatch, sheriff, office area, and this is method task space. This is detectives, officers, multi-purpose room. The second component is the entrance is. The entrance is right here. At the entrance area, there's a couple interview rooms. There's video visitation area so that visitation occurs with the video from the day room directly to the video screen, so that no need to move a prisoner around the building. You'll see someone. There is a lawyer's visitation area right here that can be done after hours at any time, 24/7. We generally recommend that vestibule stays unlocked, and that anybody come in, go into that room, secured, because it's on the secure side of intake, and the jail, they're interested in there. This component of the building is in processing intake. The vehicle sounding board is up here. There's a room right there that is the primary sounding port. Come into the building, directly off to the side of that is a full body scanner. So there's no body searching, everything in the scanner. Whatever there is. This is fingerprint room, and so on this floor with the original touch comes with containing. We come in, there should be some knockdown benches. Come on the bench, come to the bench, everybody settle down. And a series of cells in the intake area. Oh, that's brighter.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. And the intake area is here. The cells around it are different kinds of cells. There's two padded cells, two medicals that have positive pressure. They're pressurized so that anybody that comes in that has a virus or a viral deal or tuberculosis or something that's diagnosed as that, medical suite is right here. They can be put in the pressurized cells so that all of the air from that cell is evacuated to the exterior. They go into the rooms. You're not going to have a contagious condition going on. Many times, once they're diagnosed in that, they keep it for a few days to see if that's really what's going on. Sometimes go into the hospital just to get them out of the jail. The last thing you need is a TB infection going into the jail. The next section of the jail is this area. This area is the services section. Services, right here is the laundry facility. This room right here is a classroom, instruction classroom, over here. And this section is laundry, or is kitchen. And this slice right here is the electronics, electrical component. This is a pretty good sized room, but it has to be. Everything in this building is electronic. The thing that drives the cost in these buildings is the tension and the heavy duty electronics. Is virtually every door in this section of the building is controlled by central control. The jail commander's office is right here. So the jail commander is inside the first sally port. You have to go through the first sally port to get into the jail commander's office. And to get into the office from the secure side, you have to go through the sally port to get into it also. So it's a very, very secure location. There's ballistic glass that the jail commander can see out into processing. I'm not sure how this was set up, Joe. Is there redundancy here in the jail commander's office? Is that what you're doing, Joe? Generally, in a situation like this, we'll have total redundancy, where central control is the module that's upstairs that looks over all the day rooms, and that's redundant to a system that is set up in the jail commander's office. So in case of a catastrophic issue in the cell block, the jail commander can take over from that room, and you can't get to that room except by going through that sally port. It's a very, very secure area. Then the really nuts and bolts area is the cell block. Cell block, there's 2, 4, 6, 8 day rooms. The easiest way to figure out how many cells there are in each room is look at the tables here. You see the tables? Every chair must be one chair, one seat for a prisoner in that day room. So count the number of seats in that area, how many beds are on the second level. Count the seats here, what's on the beds that are on the cells. So the count here is 112. We never count the cells that are in here because they're not qualified long-term holding cells. Those don't count for 112. It's really probably 118 beds that you could go. This area is indoor-outdoor rec. It's one room. There's a louvered door that is above the head area, above 10 feet, that opens up. The requirement is for outdoor rec, for there to be daylight and fresh air. Open the door, there's daylight and fresh air.
Where's that at, the outdoor air, or the outdoor air at?
Perfect, it's right here. This is indoor-outdoor
Okay.
rec. If you close the door, it becomes indoor rec. Obviously, daylight door becomes it's indoor rec. It meets all of the requirements, and it's a very simple room. It also has toilets in the rec area, so you don't have to, sometimes you go, the toilet is also a safe area. If there happens to be, somebody sets a fire in one of the day rooms, it becomes part of the evacuation path. This is Sally Port right at this end. Again, remember the definition of Sally Port. Sally Port is a vestibule in which no two doors can be open at the same time. Okay, so there's 3 doors into a Sally Port. You only have one door open at a time, so that there's a control. There are interlocks between the doors, such you can have 2 doors open. So if somebody gets in the Sally Port, the person in central control has to operate those doors. The only way to get in and out of the building. Even the sheriff, when they walk into the Sally Port, he's at the discretion of the commander that's in the central control. Sheriff has to, does his little call sign, waves at the cameras, and yeah.
So is that door used very much then, or not hardly ever?
No, hardly ever.
Okay.
In the case of a fire in the building, you have an evacuation plan, written procedure. That's something the sheriff can pull over if the sheriff wants. That's rarely open. The other thing it does, it services the back areas. So there's a need for a plumber in the in and unplug pipes, if somebody's flustered, jumps in out of the toilet or something, then they come in this way. There are also entrances here through administration and up here where there's a security area, a kitchen, where the main, the kitchen goods come in. So if you remember, the daylight and the cell blocks comes through skylights, not through windows in the cells. The back of the cell is a HVAC, plumbing, electrical, chase, that all the services for the cells go are in that area. So any services that have to occur, plumbing, electrical, electronics, HVAC, all of that stuff occurs in that chase that surrounds the cell block. So the workmen never need to be in the cell block area. They're always outside of the cell block area. So the secure perimeter is literally the cell wall. It's not the skin of the building. And you'll see later on, versus in the exterior of the metal building. It's really pretty straight up. Spent a whole lot of extra money on this. So is there any questions? One other
Question
comment.
back in the back.
Yeah,
Is the only kitchen area what you have labeled kitchenette?
yeah, the kitchen here is a commercial kitchen, pretty good sized area.
Is it?
Walk-in cooler, walk-in freezer, full category, the kitchen designers that we use to do these kinds of buildings for us, so, yeah, it's the only kitchen. Yeah.
You started off your conversation by saying 14 million in construction costs.
Yep.
What's your soft cost?
Soft cost will be about 22–25%. I don't run those numbers, the financial advisor generally does that, it'll be about another 2 million.
So you're looking at $16 million project.
Well, yeah, here's the way the numbers work. 14 million plus about another 2. Off of that comes the money that you get. The tax that runs, you will collect about, if I remember right, it's about $875,000 a year. That's set up to satisfy a future bond issue. You've already contributed about 1.5 million of cash into a pot for soft costs. Okay, so that's money that was received a long time ago from the cumulative jail tax that you guys have. That's a really important thing. That coupled with about $2 million that you will receive in the next 2 years during the construction period comes off the top. So the financing amount is probably gonna be under 14 million. I don't know exactly what that number is like yet, because I don't do those numbers, but that's the way it works. And so the part that you have to finance will be probably a little less than 14 million bucks.
Is your contingency fund,
Pardon?
the contingency fund?
Contingency is part of soft costs.
Is it part of your soft cost or part of your hard cost?
No, it's part of soft cost. Part of soft cost that the county controls. That's the way it's generally set up.
So the different pods that, where the Christian road, so are some of them for like more, more secure?
Yeah, the 4 of the pods are these 4 right here. 216 and 2 are a dormitory style, the bunks on the upper level, tables and chairs, it's dormitory style. This is one way that you can save a little bit of cost in the building is to not have cells in every block. Because when you start classifying prisoners, a lot of the prisoners are not difficult to work with. The area here is cells. Each cell is set up with 2 beds in a cell. I don't think we have any floors in there. There's some floors. There's some 4-bed cells. In fact, it's right here. This one are floors. Those areas are set up. They're smaller, and they have the capacity to handle much more difficult prisoners. You know, you're going to have difficult felony arrest prisoners in here. You're not going to have lives. There are some specialty cells over in processing and intake. There's 2 cabinet cells. the two negative pressure cells, and then, we have the tank here, so if somebody that's just a DUI, just let them sleep it off, so then in the tank, they review.
That's out front there, you said?
That's right, that's it.
Where are the servers and,
Pardon?
where are like the computer servers and?
So all the computers are right here. That's the technology section of the building. There's a lot of computers that are in the, I mean, this is 911 and dispatch. So,
I just remember when we went to Adams County, remember when they voiced their opinion that that needed to be moved, did that get moved?
I think part of.
Because they said it was accessible to delivery people or.
Right.
And remember they said that was the one main thing that needed to be moved.
Mike, that's been addressed in this design. The secure electronics is right off of the only way to get in that is through the electrical room.
yeah.
The electrical room, so that's been addressed in
Yeah,
this design.
the security electronics is there, then there's an electrical room next to it, and then it enters off of the Sally port where food comes into the building. Everything that penetrates the secure right through the rest of the Sally port. So there's a Sally port right there, there's another storage room there, that's a bigger room than we have in Evans.
That's electrical room there.
Yeah.
Yep, this may or may not be the appropriate time, but I know there's been a lot of discussion about a work release center and maybe the addition onto this building, and maybe this is a question for the commissioners. Has the old facility been considered for a work release center?
Yeah, we did a plan that showed the facility could be turned into a work release center.
It seems to me, I mean, you said that there's $750,000. I understand it would take more human resources from the sheriff's department to maybe monitor a separate location.
You know,
But it seems like $750,000 would go a long way.
That might be. Yes, I mean, we really haven't gone down that path really far because we've been concentrating on getting this jail out at $80,000 a month. I don't want to waste much time on it. It's something that we can do pretty quickly. So we have shown the potential of the new work release center here that literally is right off the, here's the intake here, this is the intake hall. This is actually a storage room that is the path to an additional phase, and becomes work release. So it's set up just like Adams County was, for work release on this side, but isn't designed yet. And I think the best thing to do right now is let's just stop where we are, see where the project comes in, see what kind of capacity we have, what the cash flow looks like, and then we can make a decision what to do. And, you know, if it's remodel the current facility into a work release, you've got a couple options here.
I've got a question. So we've got eight pods up there, is that?
Right.
I mean, is there any way, engineering wise, that, you know, 4 of those, because what I'm told is that a lot more people could be on work release than 8 females and 12 males. Is there any way that, you know, just thinking abstract out of the box here, that some of the pods could be, you know, work release? Why not?
The work release detainees, when mixed with the general population, will be the source of contraband coming into the building. Because they're out in the street every day. And they'll bring whatever they can get paid to bring in,
So even a full body scanner is not, I mean, typically.
You're not gonna bring everybody through. You're not gonna bring everybody through. I mean, work release, they're gonna come to a door out here, literally buzzed in, go to their locker, put all their personal effects in the locker, and then go into their day room area.
I mean, that's not how it's done in Tippecanoe County, though. They go through a full body scanner. Is that?
But that's a separate building, totally separate building.
Yeah.
Don't they get scanned in Tippecanoe County? Every prisoner gets full body scanned.
Yeah, when they come in, they process it, but you're not gonna do that every night with every work release person.
You don't do that every night with everyone?
Every person does.
Every person, does
Yeah.
you do it, work release?
Yes.
You do, wow.
So then if you're full body
That's just
scan,
gonna be-
how would,
That's gonna be consuming.
it is.
Yeah.
I mean, how would contraband get in if you got a full body scan?
Well, it didn't go, if you're gonna bring everybody in through the intake section, you can do that. Absolutely, you can do that. But it's a matter of how many officers you have working, there's staffing intensive to do a scan if you want. But you could do it, yeah, it's possible.
So let's just say it's possible you could do it. In that case, could 4 of the pods or whatever, could it be possible?
Depends on how many people you have, the classifications you have to index, and just.
Right. I mean,
You set up 8 pods because they're the classical 8 classification, male, female, pre-trial, post-trial, misdemeanor, felony, at 8. And that doesn't mean, the 112 beds here rates out at 90 prisoners generally. It's about 80%. The state of Indiana won't let you count all of the beds, won't let you count 80% of the beds. Because the odds are you're not gonna have the exact number of any one category that's gonna fill the pod up, fill the daily pod. So you really only got about 90 beds that they consider usable beds. Now, at some points you might have more. But, it's totally up to the sheriff and the operational systems that are set up, how he wants to use, he or she, that is gonna be in the future, wants to use the jail facility. Could you use it for work release? Yes, you could. Would we recommend that? No.
I don't think the DOC would allow it either, I don't think.
DOC, yes, they're gonna weigh in. So,
I mean, why do you say that though? I'm just curious. Is it?
Because of contraband. Because you have to start looking at the staffing you have to have, and a lot of other things.
Yeah, you really need 8 classifications in a jail to be able to get the right inmates in the right place. If you put, work release doesn't substitute one of those classifications. It's an addition to those 8 classifications, David. So if you wanted, work release in that housing pod, which we'd recommend against from the procedural, but if you did, you would have to make that housing pod larger to add 2 more classifications, or divide it into smaller pieces. I don't really think we could do this.
According to your design, or according to the law, or like the Department of Corrections?
According to AC requirements, they strongly encourage you to have 8 classifications. Now, if you take 2 of those away, if you show up with 7, they may be comfortable with that.
The last thing we wanna do is set this thing up so the jail inspectors come in and say, well, you're in violation immediately. So, the best thing to do with work release is keep it outside of, inside the facility, but outside of the unit that houses the convictees and detainees. Yeah.
This may not be for you. What is gonna be the increase in payroll, benefits, all of that by the time everything is said and done? Because obviously it's gonna take, or maybe you've estimated, how many more people are you gonna need to operate a facility like that?
Additionally, the rough number that we've taken a look at is 5 additional full-time jail staff on top of where we are, which is currently we're at 7 full-time.
And that's leaving, and you're not outsourcing anything, laundry,
No,
food service?
No, all in-house.
So 5 plus benefits, plus all that.
Yeah, benefits for all those full-time.
Total, is that 1 or 1.5 FTEs?
I'm sorry.
That's like 1 slot, because you need 4 people to cover 1 slot. It's like 1 seat.
I just see it as you guys say it's 15 million, but in the long haul, it is gonna be a lot more. And it still doesn't solve your drug or alcohol problem, so it's money down a rat hole.
The work rules, though, I believe it's going to bring quite a bit of revenue. Mistaking that it could, it more than pays for itself.
But with work release, you have to hire separate officers to run work release.
Well, I would see it as its own department. I mean, it's gonna have its own employees, own department, and it's going to bring in money.
There's 2 different forms of work release here.
I'd like to hear from
The
Tiffany
sheriff
County.
can The
They have
sheriff
one.
is the first person to say, I won't work with this, or I don't want to work with this. If it's not the sheriff, then it can remand to the courts. The courts run community corrections. So,
My question is,
Yes, ma'am.
it is a revenue maker,
It's not a revenue maker, but we are self-sufficient. So,
self-sufficient.
I don't wanna get in too deep into your weeds, but, we opened in 1999 as a standalone facility. We have all of our, user fees, our budget of 4.5 million, about 73% of that comes from user fees. Department of Corrections grant makes up about 20% of the rest of that. And then we just recently started receiving a small amount of money, about $720,000 from the county 3 years ago. But that was to supplement getting people out of jail and moving more people to work release. So it's a program that we started, but to answer your question, it's a self-sufficient agency that we run. And it pays for all of our staff and benefits and everything.
Correct, not to mention that the people are working jobs, paying taxes, hopefully in Carroll County. And that they're not just sitting rotting in jail, they're actually getting out and trying to get back and be able to be in society.
Which would be the next question is, what is the success rate that they don't reoffend?
We have a 77% success rate, up from 66% 3 years ago.
So to kind of answer your question, that's why I asked that, was that it does help them. It does help solve the problem somewhat. It's better than sitting in there doing nothing when they can get out and be a productive citizen and.
But it's really an additional cost. It's not really in this.
Yeah, but if people don't come back to jail, because they learned a work habit while they were there, wouldn't that, you're decreasing the amount of fish in the pond, right?
I guess, to be totally honest about this whole thing, is we've sat here for 2 years, and has anyone initiated a rehab program or an alcohol program? Two of you guys have sat up as commissioners for a long time and kicked the can down the road, but you still haven't solved the problem. You're not gonna solve a problem. Doesn't matter how much you spend on a jail. You gotta stop it before you get them to jail. And that's what, as you sit here, you've not even addressed, which is disappointing.
Our courts has got a direct program when they get initiated, they go to rehab, which they pay them what we pay Wabash or whatever they're called now, $160,000 to the county money for these individuals to attend these classes. You're not gonna fix everybody. You gotta want to be.
Steve, I agree with that, but when I toured with the Jail with Toe, he mentioned you were looking at 4th and 5th generation.
Exactly.
So, you could build 300.
It still goes back to the thing, if you want fixed, you'll get fixed. If not, you're just gonna keep going.
Well, we've got a community corrections program, and they do a lot of counseling. I mean, we're getting ready to hire another counselor, pretty close here. I mean, we're doing counseling, and, we're trying to do the rehab and all that. I mean.
After you get them.
Well, like I said, they're repeat offenders. Once they offend, they come in, they get counseling. They get counseling in jail and outside after they get released. I mean, join the Community Corrections Board, and you can see what I'm talking about. I mean, Jeff, we're making a difference with people, helping them get off the drugs and alcohol. I feel good about what we're doing. And most of it's paid for with grants for free. And to me, work release is another step in getting people employed rather than, sitting around all day. They get used to getting up and going to work. Are you okay with the getting up and going to work thing while they're sitting in the can?
If you've already arrested them and they're gainfully employed, I have no problem with that.
Okay.
My whole issue with the thing is you're spending, it's really gonna be 15 plus by the time it's all said and done, whether or not you do work release. So while some person is sitting in jail, you got 4 kids at home that you've left in that home for future occupants. And that's where I think you are not recognizing the issue until they are in the incarceration process.
How do you identify them before they're in the system?
Well, if Tope's got 4th generation, there's some history there. you know, you've got DCS, you have those things, you've got school systems, and I just